Hey guys, this is Music Therapy Mornings. This is Lennox Armstrong. This is episode 5. This is a continuation off of something that was written from one of the folks who are following me on my page. You know, Music Therapy Mornings is a part of my interaction with you where I respond to things that you've written after you've listened to the songs that I've sung and are written, and you've shared your thoughts, and I'm simply responding to you. It's like a time where if you've got a brother or uncle or cousin or friend or father or whatever, and you want to be like a fly on the wall and you can hear what a guy really thinks. And I'm not talking about a guy who doesn't know how to court or to be romantic or to be committed or to be honorable in a relationship. I'm talking like from life experience, and I want to share my thoughts with you. So in this particular case, in episode 5, a lady writes, if we are not open and honest, how will we know how to please and nurture each other? Please and nurture each other. Well, she said a mouthful here. So let's deal with the first thing she said in sentence 1. If we are not open and honest. Open and honest, while, often tied together in a sentence, not the same thing. Being open is about being transparent. Being open is about potentially being open to the process of the courtship, of getting to know each other, not being closed off, not having your heart, burdened from the previous relationships, so much so that you can't even accept the guy's advances and his genuine interest, right? So you have to be open, meaning you got to be ready. You probably purged yourself from the last interaction, which wasn't ideal for you for whatever the reason, which is why you're single. Maybe the guy left you, maybe you left the guy, maybe it was best, maybe he left when, you were just getting to the point where you were loving him. Either way, in this particular instance, if you're open and ready to be loved, right, the process of the courtship can take its natural order, its natural directed order. You have to understand the process of the courtship. And the process of the courtship has a beginning, has a middle, and has, the eventual commitment that, that you share over the course of your life, right? So, being honest is a whole other thing, right? Being honest suggests that you could be involved with somebody that's lying, or you could be the liar, right? But being open and honest, and you have to be able to, as you're listening, at the beginning of the relationship, you're talking, you're asking open-ended questions. Not, do you like me? That's yes or no, right? The guy can either, right? Tell me why you like me is an open-ended question. Tell me about your feelings and how you see us in the future. That's an open-ended question. He can't give you some bird brain little yes or no answer. You gotta stop, think, you gotta listen. You gotta put yourself in a position to now listen, right? And the guy will tell you what it is that he feels if you ask the right types of questions. Now, more importantly, I will tell you that watch his actions. His actions will denote his interest. That's very, very, very important. The actions will tell you a lot about what you need to know and give you more fodder for additional questions. Does that make sense? And then the last part of what she says, it's important to get to know how to please and nurture each other. She says, if we're not open and honest, how will we know how to please and nurture each other? To please one person is one thing, and nurture a person is yet another thing. Pleasing each other comes from the time that you've spent getting to know each other's desires, right? You're able to meet the person's expectations, therefore they feel pleased, right? But you only get to meet a person's expectations if you've spent a commensurate amount of time to talk to them, to get to know them, and to watch their actions so that their actions become aligned with what they're saying to you, and you're paying attention. I'm not asking you to be, a detective, but I am asking you to be aware of the conversation and to be able to detect whether or not that person is being consistent, right? Listen, when you give them the title of significant other and you put everybody else away, guess what? You close all those other doors and you're now focusing on developing the relationship through nurturing the relationship, spending time together, which takes time. It's a process, right? in order for you to get to a point where you say, okay, this is really working. And that's not necessarily where it stops, but it could be a great point for you to continue the process of the courtship, at a higher level. Make sense? I hope it did. This is Lennox Armstrong. This is Music Therapy Mornings.